Hey guys, here's a recipe for my delicious sweet and tangy cream of tomato soup. So the first thing you're going to do is blanch 1 kilogram of fresh tomatoes. Cut a crisscross on each tomato so it makes it easy for you to pull the skin off. Just drop all the tomatoes into the boiling water, take it off the heat and let it stand for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, fish out each tomato and just pull the skin off. So the blanching process makes it really easy to peel the tomatoes. Once you've done that to all the tomatoes, give them a really rough chop and just set them aside. In a heavy base pan, melt 2 tablespoons of butter and then add some finely chopped onions, carrots, and celery. I'll put all the quantities in the box below. So you want to just saute them until the onions are translucent and they're all really nice and caramelized and golden brown. When you get to that stage, add some chopped garlic. You don't want to add the garlic too early on because garlic burns really easily, and when it burns, it just gives the entire dish a really bitter flavor. After about 30 seconds, add 2 tablespoons of plain flour, stir vigorously to combine, and then add your chopped tomatoes. When everything's nicely mixed in, season generously with salt and freshly cracked black pepper, and then add 1 tablespoon of sun-dried tomato paste. If you don't have sun-dried tomato paste, you can use regular tomato paste or just chop some sun-dried tomatoes. And then add a teaspoon each of freshly chopped basil and fresh thyme and 1 bay leaf. Stir well till combined, and then add 2 cups of chicken stock. Put the lid on and let it simmer for 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how tart your tomatoes are. Meanwhile, make a really yummy vinegar syrup with half a cup of white wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and 2 tablespoons of basil stalks. So the stalks that were attached to the leaves that we used earlier, just finely chop those and throw them in. Stir well until the sugar is dissolved, and then let the syrup bubble and reduce by half. When the syrup is reduced by half, just take it off the heat and set it aside. Okay, back to the soup. So this is what it looks like after about 35 minutes. Fish out the bay leaf and just throw that away. And then you want to check for seasoning at this point. Make sure it's got enough salt and pepper. And then add a tablespoon of your basil syrup. You don't have to use a tablespoon straight away, actually. You can start with a teaspoon and work your way up. I like a tablespoon because I like my soup really tangy and sweet. And then liquidize the whole thing until it's nice and smooth. Now this next step is optional, but I like to put it through a sieve to just give it a really wonderful silky smooth texture. I think it's worth doing. So just take your time and just slowly pass it through a sieve. When you've done the whole batch of soup, you can just throw out the pulp and then transfer the soup back into the pot. Make sure you scrape everything and make sure you don't waste any of the yummy soup. And then to that, add 1/3 cup of cream. I've used single cream here, but you can use double cream or heavy cream, but I don't think sour cream would work in this recipe. Stir until combined, and you're done. Your soup is ready. Get a nice warm bowl and ladle however much you want, and serve with a nice hunk of crusty bread, preferably with a lot of butter. And there you go, my cream of tomato soup. It's so easy and so delicious. I know you guys are going to love it. So let me know if you try this recipe, and thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye.